Today I will be talking about a kid who wanted to fight me. Alright, so before I actually start the video, this is the first time I'll be trying a story time video. My one viewer, tell me if you liked it in the comments, hopefully. I'll get some good feedback, but anyway. And also, on the 21st, I guess, look outside and you might be able to see, I can't remember the two planets, but you'll see like a star look almost in the sky, but it's not actually a star. It's just the planets reflecting the sunlight, I guess. I don't know. But just look up December 21st. Literally just look that up and you'll probably find it. Oh yeah, sorry about that, but my phone went off. Either way though. I guess let me start the video now. So, recently, I think it was in like August, right? Yeah, August. August 17th. No, July 17th. July 17th, we moved into a new house, right? And it was this year. But while we were moving, I guess I must have intimidated the other kids here with my muscles, right? Nah, not really. But we were just moving, and so once we finished putting like everything in the house, we haven't actually like organized stuff, right? Uh, I noticed though while we were like putting stuff in the house, there was this kid, this like short kid with like a red shirt that was mean mugging me, and he was just staring me down, and I was like, oh whatever, right? But later that day, we go outside on our skateboards, right, and we start skateboarding around the area like a few times, and eventually this clique of kids pulls up, and they're like, hey, wait, what's your name? What's your name? How old are you, right? And then I say my name I'll just use an alias. It'll be Jimmy Bob. Actually, I'll just use the YouTube alias. But so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm Venny. And then they're like, how old are you? And I was like, 13, right? Well, no, 12 at the time, but 13 now, right? And then they're like, what? You don't look 12. You don't look 12. And then all of a sudden, out of thin air, dude, they're just like, hey, yo, this kid wanted to fight you, by the way. And they point to him that he's like, no, I didn't. Like, what? He really did try to back down. And I was just kind of like, I was kind of just sitting there dumbfounded by how they kind of just threw that fool under the bus, right? But either way, I didn't really care for that. And they were just really annoying because they're just like, they just act really gangster. Like, they try to act gangster. And I don't know, they're just really annoying, loud, obnoxious kids. That's about it. They don't even come off as threatening, really. It's just I don't like being around people. But either way, so I start skateboarding off, and so does my brother, right? Because I was with him. I forgot to mention that. Jesus, I'm terrible at this. But either way, so while we're skateboarding off, we go inside the house after that because those kids were just camping it. They were just sitting there waiting for us, right? And I was like, wow, okay. I was surprised, like anyone would in that situation, I guess, right? But not really sure if I could take on all those kids. Probably, yeah, the little kid that wanted to fight me, but we kind of made an enemy out of those kids later on, which I guess I'll tell that part of the story too. So my brother saw them sitting right in front of our house, right? Because they were trying to climb on the roof or something. They had a BB gun when we were taking out the boxes, the trash after moving. And they kept mean mugging us. And when I looked at them, though, what you looking at? What you looking at? Like they weren't sitting in front of our window being really sus with a gun, with a BB gun. I meant a pew pew blaster, YouTube, a pew pew blaster. Either way, so they're sitting there, right? And then Tubby, yeah, that's what I called him back at the time too. But Tubby, I called him because he was like, he was fat, right? I didn't even sugarcoat that. If I did, though, he'd probably eat it. Either way. So he was sitting there, right? And he had the BB gun. He was kind of pointing it at us, all like, oh, yeah, what you gonna do, bro? What you gonna do? What you looking at? What you looking at, right? And in my mind, I was like, oh, I hope he shoots me. That way I could just beat him down, bro. But either way, he didn't. And they just kind of tried to act it. They tried to act all like intimidating, right? Like, what you looking at? What you looking at? Except it's a whole bunch of kids that look like they're 10 or 11, like in fifth grade, right? But so anyway, we go back inside, right? And My brother goes into his room, I go into mine, right? And I think I started playing Rainbow Six Siege. At the time, the servers weren't completely dead for console, well, for Xbox One. But either way, I'm chilling, right? And my brother comes into the room, almost said his name, but he comes into the room, right? And he's like, oh yeah, those kids mad at me, now they want to fight me. And then I ask him why, right? Because there's nothing he could have done, right, that would have irritated these kids, that made them want to throw down, with him, when he's been inside the whole time. And what he tells me shocks me, but it will shock you more, but leave a like. No, I'm joking. But either way, next time on Dragon Ball. No, I'm joking. Either way, though, I just did two of those. But so he tells me that he was messing with his blinds, right? Opening them and closing them and just like touching them a lot, right? And it irritated the kids that were just standing in front of our house, climbing on our roof, mind you. It irritated them so much that they wanted to fight, even though my brother was just messing with the blinds. Those kids wanted to throw down. They wanted to WWE SmackDown. They wanted to smack Cam that fool. Either way, though. So now they're mad at us, right? And it's calmed down now, but I don't mess with them because they still just do too much. I'm less antisocial than most people. I like staying inside, keeping my distance from people, even when it's not COVID time. But so I guess that was, I think it. Hold on, I'm trying to think of a story real quick. I'll pause it. Okay, so this one is unrelated to the main story, right? That I told you, right? This is just like side quest type beat, right? Either way, though, I don't know what I was doing with that. I was just like jumping around, but whatever. So, what I no, okay, so I remember our mom forced us to go outside, right? So I was sitting out there on my phone because I didn't really want to be out there, and I was just sitting there on my phone. And my brother, he was skateboarding a little bit, but just in front of the house, right? Because I didn't want to go around the apartment complex because those kids, they just do too much and they always be camping, throwing crap at people who go by, and I just don't want to be around them. Honestly, you can't blame me. But either way, um, but so. But so while my brother is skateboarding, right, all these kids come out of nowhere. They literally just like, I don't know, teleported or something, like that stuff that ninjas be doing where they throw down a smoke bomb, then they appear or disappear, right? And that's what they just did, right? But all of a sudden they're already there, right? And I'm like, huh? Where did they come from, right? And this happened more recently, I think like a month or two ago, right? But sometime around Halloween, and we were sitting there, right? And all of them are like just chasing this kid. But eventually the kid gets away, right? And they're all trying to fight him or jump him also. But all the kids are now sitting there. They're just chilling. A few of them walked away. The older ones walked away. I'm talking about like the 17-year-old looking girls walking away, right? Which is kind of weird why they were even there because all the kids there literally look like they're under the age of 13. I don't know why. Maybe they're babysitters or something. But either way. So we're sitting there, right? I'm sitting on my phone, and all of a sudden, in the distance, we hear a gun go off, right? And it's like over in this field because where the apartment complex is, right? It's on the road, and then there's just a fence at the end of the road. It's a dead end road, and to the right of the dead end road, there's our apartment complex. To the left, there's another apartment complex, right? But right ahead of us, there's this massive open field of just dead grass, right? And a fenced off government area, right? With like a massive satellite. There's a lot of satellites where I live. But either way, so we hear that coming from what seems like the field, right? And all the kids scattered. They were bugging out. They were gone so fast. It was so funny. They were like, disappeared. But either way, and then we went inside too. I think that was like the first time we heard gunshots there. We heard a lot more after that. But I guess I'll wrap up the video here. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe maybe, leave a comment, tell me if you like this form of content, and I guess bye bye. Adios.